got to be okay with activating a certain level of sovereignty that gives you not only mental clarity and strong discernment, but a high frequency way of existing. Here's some more cryptic pregnancy information that I think would be helpful for anyone coming across this. So I like to make the disclaimer that when I want to make an example, I'm going to reference myself as a mom that is having her cryptic pregnancy, aka motherhood experience. For one, I just want to say that cryptic pregnancy doesn't have anything to do with faking a pregnancy just to keep somebody, to start any drama, or to be messy. I have to say that because unfortunately in the type of low vibrational realm that exists, there are people that are really mean and they go to certain extents to gaslight and mistreat women psychologically and emotionally when it comes to her body and what she knows, especially when it comes to things that can't be proven, especially when it comes to things that can't be agreed upon from a whole bunch of other people. Like, I flip tarot cards, right? At least that's what y'all think. Y'all think I just flip tarot cards. Y'all think I ain't got no life. You know, I've heard it all about myself, really. All because I have had to be vulnerable enough to stand in front of a collective and talk about cryptic pregnancy and spirit babies and womanhood and stuff like that. People instantly assume that because you have a lot of information about something that you are the most terrible person in the world, or you have some type of regret, or you are shameful of something that is going on, so you're projecting your issues into the world, right? Why am I fucking here? This is so fucking stupid. Remember, cryptic means hidden, nothing else. So cryptic pregnancy is not a common psychological condition or mistake. I doubt anybody would be faking a pregnancy, especially stumbling across a subject like cryptic pregnancy. Have you seen the cryptic pregnant side of the internet? Everybody is panicking. Everybody is dissecting health issues, manifesting fearful vibrations of health problems. Why? Because they are panicking about the awakening that their womb is actually connecting with them, talking to them, and grabbing their attention on an energetic level that they have never had to rise to in order to comprehend and understand. Your womb is alive, so it communicates with the other parts of your body. When you are pregnant, you are being strong enough to allow for your baby to gain the repetition, routine, and embodiment of energetic independence before coming into this realm. That's what gestational periods are when it comes to pregnancy. It's not just about how big your baby is getting. That's why on those pregnancy apps, and this is another thing too, during my cryptic pregnancy experience, my experience obviously outdoes any pregnancy tracker, any fertility calculator. It just does not fit anywhere. Cryptic pregnancy is not something that you can desensitize and filter into your databases to mass label or gaslight other women about when it comes to health concerns. People that are often undereducated or miseducated always gaslight what they don't understand. They are quick to jump to the subordinates of making the wrong things right and the right things wrong through the instant pivot of misinterpretation. So referencing myself when it comes to me and this new pregnancy experience, how I say that my first pregnancy was a normal one, I ultimately mean that my mind was wired completely different during my first pregnancy, which meant that my energy was a lot different, which meant that my life, my perspective, and my health were at completely different levels compared to present time. My mind is wired completely different. My health is completely different. My vibration is completely different than it was when I was younger and having a baby. You don't stop growing just because you start making adult decisions or getting into things. Pregnancy is an awakening. It's an initiation. pregnancy is ancestral. Ectopic pregnancy ultimately means that there is something happening behind the curtains. Miracles are being invented. In a ectopic pregnancy, you are actually embodying and integrating personal safety and nervous system obedience. It's bigger than a mom instinct. It's bigger than nurturing. It's bigger than motherhood. It's the evolution of your existence. So again, when you guys are asking me these questions about what are my pregnancy symptoms, how do you figure out if you're pregnant, or you simply just want to see what I have to say because you're trying to compare it to something that you think you're experiencing within your fertility or your womb space or your womanhood, I'm literally telling you what I'm experiencing as being a pregnant woman. A lot of people also like to gaslight a woman about her internal belief. So ectopic pregnancy is a gaslighting term that stops a woman from believing in what it is that her body is communicating to her. Why are people always trying to make it seem like things that they have never heard of or things that they are intrigued by need to be disrespected before it is honored and acknowledged? I've heard some crazy things about ectopic pregnancy. And this is exactly why women are afraid to express themselves and to ask for help if they ever need it. When you think about it, all the external pressure pushes you inward to activate a level of discernment that is balancing and reciprocal in your own life. Zoom out of the nuance. The woman is the creator. When the woman is pregnant, she is carrying the creation. Ectopic pregnancy is not something that happens in relationships that involve infidelity. Ectopic pregnancy is not a curse over a woman's womb. Ectopic pregnancy does not turn into ectopic pregnancies, nor does it turn into medical issues that cause for you to have surgeries, and removing your body parts is what I'm stumbling across when I go further into the chat, and how they just want to label y'all with all types of ovarian cyst diseases. That kind of talks about how every woman that has a menstrual cycle grows cysts on her ovaries and they pop and bleed out, but it's called a uterine lining or endometriosis or something like that. But when you regulate yourself internally and mentally get your head in the game and start going above and beyond for your health and, becoming a conscious earthling, a lot of your hormonal imbalances change and your body starts to actually live instead of survive. So then the health of your womb changes, and then it's like you don't know who you are anymore because mentally and chemically you are totally not who you were about a year or two ago, and you're just now noticing that. But it makes you think that you need to do things to make drastic changes in your own life, and gaslight you into thinking you did something wrong for wanting to create things. And some people are complaining that the world is turned to shit, and some people are elevating with it and are finding out that it does indeed take a little conscious effort and some self-resilience to, sometimes your software is just not meant to download onto every device, and you got to be okay with activating a certain level of sovereignty that gives you not only mental clarity and strong discernment, but a high frequency way of existing mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, structurally, and how you show up to people and connections. What do you think pregnancy is doing during this new beginnings initiation process? It's destroying shit. What's being destroyed? The old timeline, the old life, the old identity. The traumas are coming up from what you've processed and how you've gotten through it. When labor and delivery are called for, that is the end of a spiritual assignment.